Welcome to this gentle flowing Slings in Motion short lesson. For this class, you need a chair. Place the chair onto the mat and stand behind the chair with your legs in a parallel alignment, the pelvis centered and the spine elongated. Open to the front of the shoulders and balance your head on top of the spine. Let your arms relax alongside of the body. Inhale to prepare. With your next exhalation, raise your arms forward and upward with an arm arc. Inhalation, lower your arms all the way down with an arm circle. With your exhalation, focus on the centered alignment in the pelvis and the spine. And with your inhalation, sense the width in your shoulders, the expansion of the rib cage. One more time like so, arm arc. Also engaging deep spine muscles in a gentle manner, and then arm circle down. So I'm adding on movement. Exhalation, plie and arm arc. Inhalation, leg extension, arm circle down. Keep going 2 more times. Your focus is on the centered alignment of the pelvis and the spine, smooth movement of the arms, and a parallel leg alignment. With your next exhalation, tilt your head forwards, a nodding motion. Let the breath flow and start to roll down slowly. Gradually lengthening and strengthening deep back extensor muscles. So you're moving one spinal bone after the other, having your pelvic floor and abdominal muscles now fully engaged in that half roll down position. The chair is within reach and you can place your hands onto the chair. Now your spine is in long flexion. Your focus is on the opening of the lower back. So with the body position and also the breath. Guide your next inhalation into the back of the rib cage and your lower back. And with your next exhalation, bend the knees, curl the tailbone under, draw back further from your lower abdominals. Inhalation, center the pelvis, elongate the spine. Exhalation, extend the legs as far as you like. Inhale, bend the knees, keep the centered alignment of the pelvis and the spine. And with your next exhalation, curl your tailbone under, tilt the pelvis back, curl. Let the breath flow and start to roll up slowly. Extend your knees, open to the front of the hips, elongate the body from the base to the top. Inhale. Exhalation, plie and arm arc. Inhalation, arm circle down. I'm adding movement and rhythm. Exhalation, plie, arm arc. Arm pendulum. Slow down the motion as you take your arms overhead, and then a slow arm circle down. It's one more time. Plie and arm arc is slow. And then an arm pendulum, so a swinging motion of the arms. Extend the legs, lower your arms, grow tall from the crown of the head upwards, roll down slowly. So your deep spine extensor muscles, they connect individual spinal bones, and right now they actively lengthen like tough little elastic bands, so strengthening your back as you mobilize it. Place your hands onto the chair with your pelvic floor and abdominal muscles fully engaged. Expand your lower back with your inhalation and then exhale. Think about connecting the tailbone and the crown of the head. Inhalation, center the pelvis, lengthen the spine, let your back muscles take over. Extend the legs as far as you like. So it's a gentle back strengthening exercise that also lengthens hamstring muscles. With your exhalation, draw back from your lower abdominals and start to roll up. Let the breath flow as you're rolling all the way up into a standing position. Broad through the shoulders, inhale. Exhalation, plie back to core stabilization. Arm pendulum, arms overhead. And then slowly lower your arms all the way down. You can now walk to the front of the chair. Stand very close to the chair. Legs are in a parallel alignment. The pelvis centered, the spine elongated. Arm arc and plie. Arm pendulum. Arms overhead, hold. And now let the breath flow, fold forwards, just the way you did before with your hands on the chair. And very slowly sit down. So you work with your leg muscles until you sit on the chair. Sit upright, move your feet a little bit further away so your heels are underneath the knees. Legs again in a parallel alignment, even out the weight on both sit bones, and then lift from the crown of the head. Now by pressing the soles of your feet gently into the floor, you feel a lift. Release the pressure and go again. So press the soles of the feet gently into the floor and you feel a lift. It is your calf muscles, hamstrings, back extensor muscles engage very lightly, just to give you a little bit more lift and support through the back of the body. So from here, with your next inhalation, lift your sternum up towards the ceiling and you create a back extension. And then with your next exhalation, let your sternum glide down, tilt the pelvis back, curl, look down towards your belly. Inhalation, center the pelvis, elongate the spine. With your exhalation, press the soles of your feet gently into the floor. Inhalation, lengthen the spine, lift your sternum up towards the ceiling, a long back extension. And with your exhalation, you let the sternum glide down, you tilt back, you roll behind the sit bones, abdominals engage here, and then center the pelvis, center the spine. We go 2 more times. Press down lightly, and now as you move into a back extension, which is including your spine extensor muscles as well as the muscles in front of the body, you strengthen them. You think about length in the front and the back of the body. So we go 1 more time. Growing tall, and now as you go into extension, think long in your lower back, long in the back of the neck. Gaze of your eyes travels up. And then as you curl, you think as long as possible to the front of the body, always creating or maintaining a sense of spaciousness. Now from here, centered position, we are moving into another exercise sequence. You shift to the side of the chair and take your left leg back into a 90-90 lunge position. So the right leg is in front, you're sitting on the chair with the right side of your bottom, your right sit bone is on the chair. The left sit bone is just off the chair, and the hip joint ideally is opened in front, so the knee is roughly below the hip. The toes of the back foot are curled under. Now, if that is not working for your body and you feel your lower back is extended, then it's better to move the foot, therefore the knee a little bit forward. So see how you go. Now from here, lift through the pelvis. So you want to actively open the front of the hip joint as much as possible for your body and also create a sense of lift in your body. Both feet are bearing weight. However, you will push a little bit more with the back foot. Now from here, with your spine elongated, your pelvis stabilized. With your exhalation, press feet into the floor. Inhalation, release. Exhalation, press. Inhale, release. Keep going a few more times. Intentionally, you want to go straight up as if you would want to stand up from here. So you take the weight off your right sit bone and then it comes back onto the sit bone as you inhale. 1 more time. Press and release. And now we change the alignment of the back foot. Let your back foot relax. Top of the foot is now on the floor and you open the front of the ankle. Same sense of lift through the pelvis, elongation through the spine. Exhalation, press the top of the foot into the floor. Inhalation, release. Keep going a few more times. So it's beautiful to open the front of the ankle, still engage hip extensor muscles and quadriceps muscles, and at the same time actively lengthen the muscles in front of the ankle and also quadriceps. We go 1 more time. So lengthening and strengthening hip and leg muscles. And then release. turn around. So you're sitting in a V-sit. You decide how close or how far apart the legs are. So they can be from 90 degrees a little bit inward or a little bit outward. If you feel comfortable having your legs a little bit wider apart, have them wider apart. Now the pelvis is centered. You slide your left foot away. And then with the ball of below the big toe of your left foot connected to the floor, think about wrapping your inner thigh out and around. So if you wear pants with seams on the inside with a seam, turn it forwards and upwards, still keeping the big toe connected to the floor. And now elongate the spine, take your arms overhead, lower your arms, grow tall. With your next inhalation, a long side bend to your right. So actively lengthen the left side of the body, lower the left arm, let the spine follow. Inhalation into a long side bend, reaching the arm overhead as you bend the spine to the side. Let the arm lead to bring you back into an upright position. Go a couple more times in your own rhythm. So you want to create as much length or as much space between your left foot and then up the inside of the legs and along the side of the body. Lengthening the adductor muscles and then lengthening and strengthening the muscles on the side of your upper body, including the oblique abdominals and spinal muscles. Lower your arm and then slide the left foot back. Bring the right foot forward, so you're sitting in a parallel leg alignment, now facing the screen, hands onto the thighs. Press the soles of your feet lightly into the floor. So again, you get that sense of lift in your body. Inhale. With your exhalation, tilt the pelvis back, curl, look down. And then with your inhalation, center. If you feel comfortable to connect your legs, connect the legs. So just gently lengthening hip abductor muscles. Once again, press lightly and then curl back. A sense of connectedness through the midline of the body. And then elongate the spine. So connecting to the adductors. And now we are going to the other side. So a lunge, 90-90 lunge position again. This time left leg forward, right leg back. Your left sit bone is on the chair. The right sit bone is just off the chair. Ideally, the hip is open in front and your knee below the hip. If that's not good for your balance or your knee, just move the foot forward. Now again, the position you can establish, make the best of it. So lift up from the pubic bone, actively open the front of the hip, elongate the spine. If you like, use the left hand if you have a similar chair on the left side of the chair. And then keeping that sense of openness to the front of the hip, press both feet into the floor and release. Exhalation, you press. Inhalation, release. Keep going a few more times. So strengthening hip extensor muscles here is one goal. Strengthening quadriceps also is another goal. And of course, you have this split stance as you do when you walk. Of course, not the same, but when we walk, we have a split stance as we have here in the 90-90 lunge. And now change the position of the back foot. Let the back foot relax on the floor. So you create an opening on top of the foot there, on top of the ankle. Same lift, same length to the spine. And then with your exhalation, press. Inhalation, release. And now you add the active lengthening or stretching here of the muscles in front of the shin and also quadriceps. So if you feel it in your quadriceps on that right side, that is absolutely normal. If you have knee pain, just ease off, but feeling it is actually a good thing. And now relax, turn around. So again, you are in a V-sit. Same distance as you had before. If you made it a little bit wider, make it a little bit wider again. Center the pelvis, center the spine. Slide the leg out, keep the length in your spine. Connect the ball below the big toe to the floor. Spiral the inner thigh out and around. So this is conscious, a wrapping from your adductor muscles. However, the spiraling starts at the foot, at least by sense. So you have this lift through the inside of the foot and then a sense of spiraling out all the way up to the hip joint. Arms overhead. Lower your arms, grow really tall. Longest side bend to your left. Inhalation. And then with your exhalation, lower the arm first, let the spine follow. Inhalation, lift and lengthen. And with your exhalation, return. Keep going. Your right sit bone, keep it anchored to the chair. And then as you side bend, you can also press your left heel slightly into the floor. So just creating a little bit more stability for the pelvis. One last time. And then stay centered as your arm is all the way lowered. Bend the knee. And then bring the left foot forward. Align the legs in parallel again. Rest your hands on the thighs. Grow really tall. Inhale. With your exhalation, tilt back. Curl. With your inhalation, center the pelvis, open through the front of the upper body. Heels, toes together, connect the inner thighs again. So from lengthening the inner thighs to engaging the inner thighs, grow tall. Curl with your exhalation. Engagement through the midline of the body, the myofascial core, and then center. And just to finish here in sitting, a really lovely variation. So feet further apart. You let the knees be together. There's this gentle rolling in of the inner thighs. And then when you curl back with your exhalation, a sense of opening in the back of the pelvis. Center the pelvis. Keep the sense of width in the back of the pelvis. And then move your feet back to a parallel alignment. Slide one foot closer to you, one foot further away. Lean forwards. Bring the weight to the front foot and then push with your back foot up into a standing position and walk behind the chair again. So as you did in the beginning, standing behind the chair with the legs in a parallel alignment and the body centered, come into the plie and arm arc movement sequence with the arm pendulum. So core stability in a balanced manner. Lower the arms, extend the legs, and roll down slowly. So flowing breath, flowing movement, a symmetrical movement after the series of unilateral movements. And now place your hands onto the chair, open through the lower back, inhale. With your exhalation, bend the knees, curl even further. And then center the pelvis, center the spine. Extend the legs. Bend the knees, keep the spine centered. Now we're going to one final really beautiful exercise here. So you place your hand, the right one, to the center of the chair. Take your left arm out to the side to shoulder height. And now press your right hand into the chair. Revolve your sternum up towards the ceiling and your left arm just follows your upper back and your ribs. They wrap up or they revolve up towards the ceiling. Now to go further, extend the left knee and you can rotate your pelvis a little bit and definitely increase the spiraling of your upper back. Press your right hand into the chair, reach up with your left hand, and then with your next exhalation, bend your left knee, bring your sternum back to face the floor or the chair. Inhalation, spiraling the spine up, revolving the sternum up towards the ceiling. Exhalation, back to the starting position. As you inhale and you spiral up, you press your right hand into the chair. Inhalation back to a centered position, less pressure of the hand. Inhalation, hand presses down, back extensor muscles work together with the muscles on the back of the shoulder. And of course, also your oblique abdominals work a little bit. So you're spiraling up one more time. And then back to a centered alignment. Lower your left hand, place both hands onto the chair. With your next exhalation, curl the tailbone under, long curl through the spine, And then bend the knees more deeply, roll it a little bit further. Center the pelvis, center the spine. Keep the spine centered and extend the legs as far as you feel comfortable. Bend the knees, change side. Left hand to the center of the chair, take your right arm out to the side, and then press your left hand into the chair, revolve the sternum up towards the ceiling, hold it for a moment, keep your right hand slightly in front of the shoulder, extend your right knee, revolve towards the ceiling even more, and now press the left hand down firmly, reach up from the right hand, keep the length in the spine, exhalation back to the starting position, bend your right knee, and then inhalation, spiraling up towards the ceiling. The exercise is called Windmill. Keep going a few more times in your own rhythm. So it's a really beautiful exercise for the whole body, basically, but the main focus in terms of strength is in the back, so back rotators as well as the back of the shoulder, as well as your oblique abdominals. It's actually all of the shoulder muscles, sorry, not just the back. And then circle forwards again. Rest your hand on the chair, separate the hands, elongate the spine, and with your next exhalation, curl. With your inhalation, center the pelvis and the spine. Leg extension, one more time. Bend the knees deeply into the plie, keep the legs parallel, and then curl and start to roll up with a flowing breath and a flowing motion all the way up into a standing position, lengthening from the crown of the head. Take your arms overhead, plie, and then let your arms swing. Arms overhead, lower your arms, and now only take your arms overhead, big arm circle, reach up from the sternum, lift, let the breath flow, open to the front of the body. As your arms lower, center your upper body, balance your head on top of the spine. I do hope you feel amazing.